here. Just want to cover the first no-hitter of the new MLB season. Of course, baseball's a game of nines. The first no-hitter comes on the 9th day of the season, on the 99th day of the year. If you're on Patreon, last night Jeremy White called in and asked if I covered this, and I hadn't yet. And I said, I know there's got to be a 46. And right away, Jeremy laughed and he said, yep, Joe Musgrove, who threw the no-hitter, was the 46th pick of the draft in the year he was drafted. The reason I knew there had to be a 46 is because every year we show how the first no-hitter is a big 46 ritual. They always pay tribute to 46 in some way, and that's because in Gematria, no-hitter equals 46. Now notice the Padres got their first no-hitter in franchise history. This came on April 9th, the 99th day of the year. The big headline of the day was the death. Well, the death of DMX was one, absolutely, but also the death of Queen Elizabeth's husband at age 99 on the 99th day of the year. But the Padres get their first no-hitter. And again, year after year, we're showing you guys the same things. Sports are scripted, they're rituals, they're by the numbers. When you learn Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, you see right through them. And remember, the calendar and the language all come from the Catholic Church, which come from Rome. And all these concepts to control us, from entertainment to sports to government to police to military, they all go back to Rome. But anyway, the 46th pick of the draft with the first no-hitter of the season on the 99th day of the year for the Padres. He did it against the Rangers, and keep in mind he used to play for the other Texas team, the Astros, who he won the World Series with in 2017. Remember, the Bush family have those big connections with those baseball teams. But Joe Musgrove, he was the 46th pick of the draft by the Toronto Blue Jays. Of course, George Springer went from the Astros to the Blue Jays this year. Musgrove's now on the Padres. They were together on that Houston team that won the World Series over the Dodgers in 2017. Notice his birthday, though, is December 4th. From his birthday to the day he did it, April 9th, it was 18 weeks later, and he did it on a date with 18 numerology as well as 54. If you're new here, Gematria is very simple. It's based on the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z, the 26 letters 26. It's also the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, and then also just running the alphabetic order in reverse. Z is 1 back to A is 26, in the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. But notice, baseball's 54 with the alphabetic order, 54 with the reverse alphabetic order and rules of numerology, 18 with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology. Again, he did this on a 54 and 18 date numerology. And with regards to the 162, that's how many games there are in a season. What's interesting is if you just write out Major League Baseball and just use the alphabetic order, it's also 162. But MLB's got the 54 and 18 in it as well, so perfect day for a big MLB ritual. MLB with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology is 9. Okay, this was on the 9th day of the MLB season. On the 99th day of the year, he went the full 9 innings and got the no-hitter. Also, another pattern we've talked about many times over the years, when you write out 94 as a word, it has the same gematria as World Series, which is 57 and 147, which I forgot to put up here, but also like Joe Musgrove, who threw it on 9-4. So we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Welcome back, Truth Seeker. We got another scripted no-hitter in Major League Baseball. This time, John Means of the Baltimore Orioles has no-hit the Seattle Mariners. And in recent years, I've been teaching a lot about why so many no-hitters do happen against the Seattle Mariners. And it's because Seattle has the same gematria value as no-hitter. We've touched on this several times in recent years because there's been plenty of opportunities. Now here's the bigger thing though. Since 2015, I've taught about the same pattern over and over with no-hitters, and the number that really matters is 46. And notice John Means' stats for the year through his no-hitter. He pitched a complete game no-hitter, and he now has 46 innings pitched for the entire season. And no-hitter in the most pure cipher is 46. Again, if you're new here, Gematria. When I first began studying, I only knew 2 ciphers, but since then we've discovered to run the alphabetic order in reverse. But this is what no-hitter equates to in the 4 base ciphers. With the alphabetic order, it's 109. With the alphabetic order and rules numerology, it's 46. With the reverse alphabetic order, it's 107. And with the reverse alphabetic order and rules numerology, it's 44. Notice Seattle is 107 and 44. But when I first began, I didn't know reverse. And what I always zeroed in on with no-hitters was 46. I've taught about this so many times. You know, the first no-hitter of this season, Joe Musgrove, he was the 46th pick. Oh, by the way, his no-hitter was on the 99th day of the year, and Padres is 99, who he pitches for. But he was the 46th pick of the draft. He had the first no-hitter of this season. Now John Means has a no-hitter after 46 innings pitched for the season. And if you look at his stats, something else stands out in a big way. Notice how many career hits he's given up. He's given up 201 career hits. 201. And that is the big number with the Jesuit order who control the world of rig sports. And of course, Seattle's one of the most Jesuit cities in the nation, who just got no hit, has one of the nation's 27 Jesuit universities. But the Jesuits control the scripting. Again, the Jesuits serve Rome and the Catholic Church. We're on the Roman Catholic calendar, the Gregorian calendar. We're speaking the Roman Catholic language that's English. That's who invented English, was a Catholic monk, Burfirth in England. But just the same old numbers, again and again and again. And don't forget, Kershaw, in the World Series, he got a lot of praise when he set the record, throwing his 201st career postseason strikeout. And 201's been huge in sports. We just won big with the Kentucky Derby with Medina Spirit by understanding the significance of 201. Tom Brady, who we had to win the Super Bowl over the Chiefs before the season began, had 201 passing yards in the Super Bowl. Again, this number just keeps showing up left and right. World of sports, world of news. But John Means, with the no-hitter, through 46 innings pitched, keeping hitters on 201 hits, doing it against Seattle. In recent years, we've seen the Angels do it. Which Texas team that did it the other year? Might have been, I think it was the Astros that no-hit Seattle. There's been other examples, but again, this stuff is so redundant. It is so redundant, you guys. I've been teaching it for so many years now. And again, the only reason more people aren't catching on is because most people are straight up dummies. End of discussion. We'll leave it there. Don't be a dummy. And until next time. Welcome back, Truth Seeker. ESPN, originally created as a baseball network, cuts from SportsCenter to Cubs-Dodgers for the potential no-hitter. And old Albert Pujols is up at the plate and he strikes out. They're now 1 out from the no-hitter, and you have number 46 on the mound for the Cubs. If you followed me for any amount of time, for the better part of the last decade, I've been teaching about rig no-hitters in rig Major League Baseball, and the number 46 specifically. And we've talked about the Chicago Cubs in these so many times because in Gematria, Chicago equals 46. So does no-hitter. And back in 2016, go back and look at Jake Arrieta's no-hitter when he was with the Cubs back then. Big 46 ritual. And there's been so many since. All these no-hitters this season. Did a video on it probably a month and a half back, couple months back. All the big 46 rituals and the no-hitters this season. And this has been an MLB season full of no-hitters. So, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, runner on first. No balls, 2 strikes. And it's funny because there it is. That's the no-hitter with 46 on the mound. What's funny about this, though, is that tonight, the starting pitcher, it was 137 days after his birthday, which is the 33rd prime number. And the Cubs came in with 33 losses. So as a team, they stayed on 33 losses. Again, the starting pitcher, 137 days from his birthday, the 33rd prime. Of course, 33 is real big with the Freemasons, and today is Freemasonry's birthday. Modern Freemasonry turned 304 years old today, established June 24th, 1717, in the banking district of London, the independent city-state like D.C. and the Vatican. But you want to know who's behind these rituals and who sets it up? Again, look to the powerful entities in the nation's capital. You always see these championship teams meeting with the president, And there's one more, 46 no-hitter ritual. Thanks for letting me keep this up, ESPN. Appreciate that you guys aren't into censorship. Thank you. Welcome back, Truth Seeker. March 16th, 2021, and in the headlines, LeBron James becomes a part owner of the Boston Red Sox in the season following the Lakers tying the Boston Celtics with 17 championships in LeBron's 17th season, meaning this year's his 18th season. And remember, that's a big number with baseball in the language of Gematria. Baseball equals 18. Think of Roger Maris hitting 61 home runs in the 61 seasons. 61's the 18th prime. Notice, from LeBron's birthday, December 30th, to today, March 16th, it's his 77th day of his age. And when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Z is 1 back to A is 26. Boston and Red Sox both equal 77. When you run the alphabetic order forwards, basketball, Boston, and Red Sox all equal 85. Again, A is 1 up to Z is 26. Boston's 85. Same with Red Sox. When you run it in reverse, Z is 1 back to A is 26. Boston and Red Sox are 77. And from the day that the Lakers won the championship, remember that was Father-Daughter Day in the year that Kobe and his daughter died. On Father-Daughter Day, October 11th, the day they won their 17th championship, to today, March 16th, it's a span of 157 days. Remember, Kobe Bryant died on his 157th day of his age. The All-Star game following his death was dedicated to them. They set the score. First team to score 157 points won. Kobe Bryant 157. And this is the 75th NBA season. Kobe's 75. Today, March 16th, is the 75th day of the year. And remember, one of the first stories out after Kobe died was the Jesuit school in Boston, Boston College, remembering Kobe Bryant and the honorary degree they gave him from the Carroll School of Management. Of course, John Carroll, who set up Georgetown, the first Jesuit university. Now, of course, Mookie Betts went from Boston to L.A., and notice, from his birthday to today's his 161st day of his age, and Los Angeles is 161. And remember, last year, right when the day Mookie Betts went to the Dodgers, on Patreon, we said Dodgers are going to win the championship. This is a clear ritual and tribute to Kobe, Jackie Robinson, and sure enough, the Dodgers went on to win the championship, and they beat the Braves in the NLCS, which we also called before the season began, just like how we called the Lakers to win their 17th championship in LeBron's 17th season, the day he signed with the Lakers on 1/7, July 1st, coming from Ohio, the 17th state. So again, understand all this stuff is number ritual. If you're out there and you think this is a coincidence, all you're proving is that you're not very smart. You have no ability to critically think or, probability or anything. So understand, your entire world of sports is scripted. This is how they do it every single day, on the field, off the field. And then my favorite LeBron James number from today to the start of the NBA Finals is 114 days. And LeBron James is 114. And remember, last year LeBron won the Finals 114 days after the real King James's birthday, June 19th. 619, 619 is the 114th prime. LeBron won it last year at age 35. King James equals 35. The real King James became a Freemason at age 35. The last time LeBron James won the finals was on the real King James's birthday, June 19th, in his 13th season. Like how King James became a king at 13 months of age. So, again, you guys, it's not hard to see. It's all ritual. It's all a joke. LeBron's going to have as much say over the Boston Red Sox as you or I. Again, this is all for show. It's all by the numbers. It's all ritual. And it's all hinting at what's to come next. Until next time.